Okay, y'all, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Tally Faye. We just got through doing the hamburger steak thing, and I'll show that to you here in a minute when we get through stirring this buttermilk pie up. That's what we're fixing to make, is a homemade buttermilk pie. Now, I did, like I say, by any means, I have no problem with the bought pie crust. And I do prefer the name brands on these, but there are some off-brand ones that I will use and stuff, but otherwise I'll just make my crust. If I don't have this, it's no problem, but absolutely they're worthy of having on hand. I'm not so old time that I have a problem with a bought pie crust, but I just wanted you to know how to make them. And remember, I have that video on it, and it's a delicious, excuse me, something in my eye, it's a delicious pie crust. So, and it works for many things. But anyway, what I'm going to do here is, what's great about this old buttermilk pie deal is it's the easiest thing in the world to make, because you just put it all in there at one time, pour it in your pie shell, and you bake it. So I'll have to do 2 videos on this because it'll have to bake in the oven for at least an hour. The old recipe calls for an hour, but I end up wanting mine to bake a little bit longer than that most of the time. But we'll see. I'll let you know when I come back on the second video after it's baked and take it out of the oven. So, but let's get started on this. Oh, the first thing, before I go any further, this is my gripe, y'all. This drives me insane, okay? This recipe calls for 5 eggs, okay? And, you know, you go to the store and you buy, this is a carton of large eggs. This is supposed to be large eggs, okay? You can't find large eggs anymore, I'm telling you. My eggs that I'm using tonight, I just got these out just to show you. But my eggs that I'm using tonight are my fresh eggs that my old hens lay right out here, out in the across the driveway in the hen house. But I want to show you the difference in the size. Let me turn it down here a little bit. In the size of these eggs. This is a large egg, and this is what a large egg used to be when you'd buy large eggs. It is. I swear it is. There's that one. I can get any one out of this large egg carton. It don't matter. I can get them out of there, and that they are not. I don't know what they call large anymore. This is what they call large now. It's like everything. They've minimized on stuff. I don't know how they got the chickens to minimize on it, but anyway, this is a large egg, people. That's what I say. Anyway, I'm going to put this egg, let me crack it. I just saved him so I could show him to you. And all the other ones were just like that, you know. Anyway, just one of them things, I guess. But okay, we're going to start out. It takes 5 eggs. 5 eggs, okay? 5 eggs, because this is like a custardy pie. This old buttermilk pie is like a custard pie like, okay? We're going to need 2 cups of sugar. There's 1. 2. 2 cups of sugar. All right, we need 2 tablespoons of flour. 1, 2. 2 tablespoons of flour. We need a stick of margarine. I took it and I kind of cut it up. Dang. I cut it in pieces so it would separate in here a little better. I ain't just throwing the whole stick in there and trying to get it to mix up in there. Because when it does mix up, there'll be little pieces of it floating all in there and stuff. And that's no big deal. But anyway, this helps it blend up in there a little easier. All right, and we have a cup of buttermilk. This buttermilk is the low-fat buttermilk. I'm so disappointed. But listen, it works fine. It does. But if you are using buttermilk, buy whole buttermilk. Whole buttermilk. It's just so much better. But anyway, a cup of buttermilk. There we are. A cup of buttermilk. And now we want a teaspoon of lemon juice. And I like to put a big teaspoon in mine. I mean a big teaspoon. I'll just, okay, so probably 2. Anyway, a big old teaspoon of lemon juice. And then we want a teaspoon, where's the thing at? I don't know. Anyway, teaspoon of vanilla. Guess what? That's it. That's what makes this pie. I got it in my big mixing bowl right here. I'm gonna take it, put it over here, and let this mixer do the work for me. Let's see if this old light here may help over the sink. That might brighten it up a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, let me turn it up a little bit, see if it'll... Have to be careful. I could slosh a mess out on here because it's thin. It's thin and liquidy. Tell you what I'm going to do while that's mixing. I'll show y'all something I do on this. And this is important to me. When you are baking these pies like this, when it's the unbaked pie shell, I get me some foil. And I'm going to put this foil just around the edge of it. Kind of fold it. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm folding it over the edge of that pie crust because it has to bake in there so long. This pie crust edge will, it burns on the side. I mean, it's not burnt, but it's way overcooked for my likings. And so if you put this foil over it, it'll stop it from doing that. Just over the edge of it. I'll hold it up there in a second and show you. But anyway, just try to put it over there. Don't squeeze down on it big hard because you want it to be able to come off there. And if you put it on there real tight like, it'll pull your little crust off the edge with it when you're taking it off. But I wanted to tell you to do that because it's one of those worthy efforts. So it's real loose on there. If I can get it enough to stay where it won't fall off, because it will pull your crust off when you lift it up out of there a little bit. Dang, my dishwasher kicked in, made a big old sloshing noise. As long as it's washing dishes, I thank the Lord every time I turn that thing on. Thank you, Lord, for a dishwasher. I am thankful for it. I use the dickens out of mine. I wash a lot of dishes by hand, but I wash a lot of them in the dishwasher too. I do a lot of cooking, so I need a buddy in here. So that dishwasher is my buddy. It's a wonder I hadn't named her. But see how I've got the foil around the edges like that? The inside's what matters, not this outside area. Just the inside, right there on the top edge, okay? Oops, see there, I bumped it. Because I don't have it on there tight, I want to be able to take it off gently and not tear all my crust off the top. Alright, let me see here. Make sure that it's all beat up together good. Get it off of here and I'll come back over there. Okay, see, this is what it looks like in there. See all them little blobs of butter all in it floating on the top, which is absolutely fine. I just want to make sure. You know, sometimes these stand mixers don't get it down in there good in the bottom of it or around the edge and stuff. You want to make sure these eggs are beat up good in here. Now, like I say, you ain't worried about them butter things, so I'm just going to take it and pour it in here. And that's that. We're fixing to put it in the oven. I've got the oven on 325. So, and I always put it on a cookie sheet. It's so much easier to handle and it just might bubble over. Saves you a lot of headache. We're in there and I'm going to turn the timer on. Because I know it's got to cook an hour. I know it does. But I figured what I would do before I get off of here. Move my little pot out of the way. I'm going to show y'all the hamburger steaks now that they're done.